Hola! This is the second video today, and this part will probably be quite short. I'm going to make it so you have a total of 7 Spanish words on my account by the end of this video. Alright, if you'll go to the page where you've got Spanish conversation, Conversación Española. I don't remember the page number. I told you yesterday, 8.8 or something. I don't know. No, not. Well, anyway, that you already have. Let's say this after me. Conversación Española. And I told you that what I would do with my class is I would practice and listen until they would get it. And I wouldn't normally let them see this. First of all, I would say, after me, say this. Hola. I'd listen. And I'd say, Señorita. And I'd listen. Now, almost immediately, the problem arises that some students already know a little Spanish. And they probably don't pronounce it well. And I'll hear some kid out there say, I hate to do this, but Señorita. And I'll say, no, that's not what I said. I said, Señorita. And usually they would say it. Remember, I said I'm like a choir director, and I listen. Well, then I'd let them see that. Hola, Señorita. That's the first speaker, a guy. He's stupid and ugly. I'll tell you more about him later. Well, skip a space, I would say, and now say this after me. Buenos. And I'd listen. Días. And I'd listen. Buenos días. And I'd listen. Señor. Well, almost immediately the kids hear that what I did there at the end, Señor, that wasn't a sound they're used to making. But students are usually pretty good at trying that, usually. All right, and then I would let them write that down. Buenos días, Señor. Well, almost immediately I will hear students say, I'll even say, let's say that wrong. After me, this is wrong. Buenos. And they'll all say it, and it sounds horrible. And I'll say, now let's say it in Spanish. Buenos. And they're good at it. It's fun. It's very much fun to teach foreign languages. And it can be very much fun to learn it. But it is work. Días. And they'll say it. Well, I'll hear some students say días or días. It's días. Buenos días. And they'll get it. Señor. Well, I'll hear, when they see that, now there is a cognate. In English we've got the word senior. And since it's a cognate, automatically English speakers want to try to say it the English way. And I say, no, it's not senior, it's señor. And then they'll say something like señor, and I say, no, not se, señor. And they'll try it. And I'll say, okay, what do you suppose that means? And underneath it, we'll write down, we'll call this hello, sometimes it's hi. This I translate in a strange way. It's usually translated as miss, but I want to translate it as ladylet. That changes what I'm going to do right here, actually. Ladylet, because there's the lady part, and there comes what's called the diminutive. And in the next video, I'll speak about diminutives. Well, she answers, and she's beautiful and smart. He's stupid and ugly. She's beautiful and smart. And she's more formal. She doesn't say hola. She says to him, buenos días, which means good days. And there's an S on the end of that. Well, accordingly, there has to be an S on the end of this by something called agreement. So really, what's being said in a way is goods days. Spanish is the only language I know that doesn't wish you a good day, but good days. In Portuguese it would be bom dia, good day. In Italian it would be buongiorno, buongiorno. But in Spanish, I guess they want you to have lots of good days. I don't know. And señor, I translate that as sir. Now, go to the page that we got ready for our nouns, and let's accept these nouns. Under nouns, here begins our list. Plan to make it a double column. La conversación. I put the word la in front of it, and I'll tell you why soon. La conversación, it means the conversation. I didn't have room, you shouldn't have to write it down. There it is, got that. El señor. A noun is a word that names something. A sir is something, so the sir, el señor. Now once again, I put that there, and I'll tell you why. The sir. La señorita, the lady. Well, right here we should say la señora. Even though we don't have it in the conversation, we should put it there. La señora. And la señorita would be the lady lit. That ita at the end makes that. And then we have el día, the day. Now here it's plural. El día, it might end with an S, the day. We have some nouns. Okay, we have two adjectives. So on your list of adjectives, this would be on the back of that page. Español. Well, here it's española. Well, sometimes it will end with A. Sometimes it will end with S. And I'll show you why eventually. But first write español. And then if you must, write down that that means Spanish. But if you think, I don't need that, I know that, don't write that down. That is an adjective is a word that modifies a noun or a pronoun. Well, that modifies conversación. It could be a conversación portuguesish. Portuguese, in which case it would be a Portuguese conversation. All right, now he says, buenos días. Well, bueno, what kind of a day? Bueno, a good day. Well, bueno, it means good. It could end with an A. It could end with an S. Here it does. I'll tell you why soon, and it means good. And then finally we have an interjection. An interjection is a word that shows feeling and stands by itself. It is not tied up in a sentence. Hola. I'll translate it as hello. It's often translated as hi, but that helps to figure out about the L. Okay, I've got a bunch of stuff to show you about these 7 words. So still one more video today.